Hello. Hello. How are you? I am fine, thank you. Things like this are just some of the delightful experiences that are had by the students of CBAS every day. Hello, I'm Sebastian Kunz. I don't know, this started suddenly like to become a Mutual of Omaha special or something. Good morning, welcome to Mornings with CBAS. If you've been watching recently for any length of time now, you know first step is going to be to test my own audio, even though sometimes the test seems to fool me. And I think that things that are seeming clear coming through here, or looking clear on the screen somehow are not. Yesterday was a comedy of errors. Oh God, this cancer is going to kill me. I'm in pain, no doubt. And by the way, notice I did not remember to turn off the blinky lights for my student Mike today. Literally just got off the air with him. If you can hear me, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go ahead and share with you my screen because I want it to be. Let's see, my entire screen is what I want to share. Okay, here's my entire screen, present to everyone. Now, turn that down. And I believe, I believe I'm going to be able to sort of see myself. But, of course, it's taking a little bit of time. No, it's not. Here it comes. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you not that, but I'm going to show you this. This is the, oh, the audio's no good. I really don't know how to fix this. Okay. Well, I'll demonstrate briefly. The audio is not the end of the world. Really what happens is you spin this wheel, yes, and up will come an animal. What I'm going to show you is actually, where is that? It's here, yeah. Where is my Zubingo screen? Now what I do is bring this up in Windows Paint, like so. Now you can see the first one is lion. So what I will do is I'll select star, fill the star with my color, have it have an outline that is a solid color, and then the lion is number 1. Okay, so I put the star right there over the lion for player 1. I won't put player names up there in the spirit of brevity. But you can see how this sort of works, right? You spin the second wheel, and it's not pick 2. It was almost pick 2. But for snake, that's all right. We'll use the snake. I'm just trying to listen to my own audio. Where's the snake? Here we go. Okay. I'm just going to play this, and hopefully you'll be able to see, even if the audio sucks, what the idea is behind my game. You can see bonus spaces there on the wheel that are pick 3 and pick 1. Of course, if you get pick 3, that's a cool space to land on because you're 3/4 of the way toward bingo. Where's the tiger? Here we go. But the funny thing is I can make the space that is on thinner. Right? These spaces are kind of weighted, and the only one that's thinner is the one that's called pick 3. So snake, okay. Move 2 is the snake. Now, the one thing that happens occasionally is, like just happened here, I actually hit snake a second time on my own space. That's kind of an interesting sort of side, one of those things you don't really predict when you're making a game like this. Oh yeah, the snake might come up repeatedly. And in that case, that just kind of puts that player at a slight disadvantage, actually, which I kind of think is okay for this kind of a game. Back to player 1 for bird. Okay, you can start to see bingo forming over there on the left side of the screen with lion and bird. Now me, as the right-hand player, gets to spin. Giraffe, okay, here's the giraffe for the right-hand side. Okay, we'll just kind of keep doing this until I win. I want to sort of do this because I played this with my student just a half an hour ago, and it was almost a little boring. And I'm trying to either pick it up. Maybe I need to make the spin cycle, how long the wheel spins, shorter, because I can do that. Gorilla. But here's the thing, the connections, sometimes it takes a second for the screen to completely share. So I didn't want the wheel spin to go by in the event the video freezes for a minute, you know, I want the wheel to still be able to spin, at least as far as the students are concerned. Bear for the right-hand player, okay. So you can see, because I spun the snake twice on the right-hand side, now I'm at one space's worth of disadvantage as far as getting bingo, and that's kind of okay, you know, that's... Oh, this fucking audio. I don't even know. Now, it does appear this broadcast is in progress. And if I can adjust my audio level, will it be... Okay, now it just went off, right? That's when I just sort of refreshed it. And now it's coming back. And the audio is back. Oh, I love it. That was a cool thing. Welcome back, audio. And welcome back to you viewing. I'm going to resume my game here just because I was trying to actually share this with you. Share your entire screen. Okay. Present to everyone. Now mute that. Now, where I was spinning the wheel of English. Bear. Let's see. The bear needs to be knocked out, and I don't believe... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the bear is now a second spin of the bear on the right-hand side. Going back to the left-hand side. I'm just sort of testing the audio as this goes on. Zebra, okay. Zebra for the left-hand side. Now, if we spin the bear on the left-hand side, that's a bingo. Bear or hippo will win it for the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, flamingo is what we're going to land on. So we'll put a star over that nice flamingo. Back to the left-hand side. See, I can pick up the speed if, you know, needed, but I cannot speed up. I can speed up the spinning speed of the spinning rate, length of the spin rather. Elephant for left side. And I just can't do it in the middle of the game. I can readjust the length of the spin between games, but not during. So I'm just going to tolerate it here for now. Gorilla, I believe the gorilla is gone already. Oh, no, wait, the elephant was on the left side. So gorilla on the right side. Now back to the left side. You can hit pick 3, or you need to pick 1 at this point. You might be almost close to bingo. This is going to be the lizard to the left side. Dink. Okay. Now back to the right side. Spinning the wheel of Zoo Bingo here. It's going to land on a tiger for the right side. Yes? I believe. Yes, okay. Tiger for the right side. Again, now a turtle will win it if we can spin a turtle on the right side. Back to the left. This is a demonstration of my ESL bingo game. Lizard, maybe? No, bird is going to be. No, a lizard it is. Okay. Lizard we've already hit for this side, so we're going to put another star there and turn it blue. Oops, blue. And now it's going to be an alligator for this. This is a second spin on the right side for the alligator. So I'm turning that one blue. I'm just playing until I get to bingo is all. So if you're watching this on a little board, do stick with me. Pick 2. Oh, almost, but it's a koala bear. It's the koala bear, and the koala bear on the left is up in the corner here. So we'll put that. Still no bingo on the left-hand side. Still no bingo on the right-hand side. But I'm just practicing this. I mean, here's the thing. I don't want this game to go on too long. Giraffe. Giraffe on the right. Giraffe's gone already on the right. Bink. Okay. Blue star again indicating I've actually hit that once before. Oops, blue star. Spinning the wheel here lands us on the left side for a zebra. The zebra on the left is gone already. So yeah, this is sort of going on longer than I would love, but I want to try and play it to completion, if possible. Okay, we're going to land on pick 1. No, we're going to land on oh no, which is kind of the only lose a turn space on the wheel. And of course, that space goes away after it's been selected. Monkey, elephant, elephant. See, okay, elephant. I forget which side I'm on now. We'll put that on the right-hand side. I don't really care. It's just a demo. I just want one side to win, one side to eventually get bingo. And we're almost there. Hippo, no. Monkey for the left. Monkey's already gone. No, it's not on the left. There's a monkey on the left. Spinning for the right. Come on, koala. Koala will win it. Turtle will win it. Hippo will win it for the right. And what do you know? Hippo on the right. And so I'm tempted to do the which is actually the winner theme from Hollywood Squares of the 80s. Or you could do the winner theme from Press Your Luck in the 80s, which is do 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 do. So there's my Zoo Bingo game, which I don't know. I'm still trying to work out. If you were here with me yesterday, you remember me saying that I actually realized I couldn't share both the wheel and the board at the same time on the screen sharing software we use. But there was a there was a full screen share function. So even though the first day I was not able to play the game in the way I wanted, I was able to play today, more or less in the game in the way that I wanted. Problem was that it still felt a little boring. It's just one kid. When it's only one kid and me playing, I guess it gets a little slow. It can get a little slow. I think the real secret is actually to make sure I shorten the length of the spin. But again, I can't shorten it too much because if there's a little bit of lag, it's possible that the lag will eat up the spin. You know, if it's a 5-second spin, there could be a 5-second lag. And if the screen just freezes, you know, for 5 seconds and then jumps back in, like internet streaming video does sometimes, then the spin will not necessarily be detected by the viewer. And I do think the screen needs to be detected by the viewer. So I let it go a little longer, and I just try to narrate through the spin like Peter Tomarken. Here we go, no whammies, no whammies. Don't want to hit the oh no, but that pick 1 space is still there, and you know. Game show. I am a game show host who teaches English. And I like that. If you look on my LinkedIn, it actually says Open English Instructor. English instructor at openenglish.com. And then I think it also says game show host in there because I consider myself a game show host. Well, I'm now getting feedback from people who've seen my show yesterday, which was the show where I was crying into the camera saying that my insurance has shut me down. That's true. The insurance has still shut me down. Here's the continuation of that. I will be getting new insurance. The coverage of that doesn't start until June 1st. So I'm literally going to be sitting here looking into this camera. First to my kids in China every morning, just so I can. Then realizing if I keep working, I will earn too much money to have my insurance continue. So the real option that pops up in my mind is stop working. I don't want to stop working. For one thing, it allows me to buy gorgeous things like this. Now, the truth is, I didn't buy this. This doesn't even fit me. It's kind of the wrong size. But this was bought for me like a year ago by a friend of mine who saw it on sale. Out of all places, Torrid. You know, Torrid, the store in the mall. I really do like this R2-D2 ring. And this is not something I bought. It actually doesn't fit me very well because it's very top heavy. And I think it's for girls. But, you know, R2-D2 ring. Something to distract myself with, something to hold up on camera. As I'm literally trying to think about anything but the elephant in the room. Which is over here on my side. Here, here, and here. 3 different places causing me now continuous pain. I'm propped up here in a way that I figured out kind of I can lean a funny way and make it stop hurting. This is the position in which I sit and teach English. That's why the cue cards are right here. Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. Boy, this looks like shit on the camera here with these little marks and indentations and stuff. Again, I was kind of relying on the drop down in video quality to cover those up, and it appears that the video quality is better than I realized. Between this camera and my internet, I guess it's pretty good. All right, well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. My insurance company has dropped me because I make too much money. The thing that pops up in my head is I should stop working. I should just smoke a ton of weed all day, lay on that pillow, look at this monitor, and fucking get high and watch Star Trek all day and just collect other people's tax money. Here's the thing, I'm not against welfare for people who need it. And it's just weird when you have to need it. You have to admit that to yourself, you know? When I have to tell myself, oh yeah, I'm one of the people for whom this public assistance is available. And I'm now taking advantage. Well, I'm not. It's not like I'm on welfare. It's not like I'm on food stamps. And now it's not like I'm even on Access, Arizona's Medicaid. No. Right now I have no health insurance and stage 4 cancer. If you don't think that's a scary place, it's a scary place. I've had people tell me, you don't look sick. You know, you don't seem sick. It doesn't mean I'm not dying, you know. Fortunately, and with the microphone working, I feel like I can actually give you the updates I couldn't give you during the mic problems yesterday. New mics are coming. I have a new mic coming. Or should arrive tomorrow. I was hoping UPS would be faster than that and get it here today, but no. So if you see me talking into a hand mic or with a little clippy mic here, in maybe the next broadcast or two, you will be seeing that. So that's a plus. I've actually begun the process of filming my movie on this puppy, which is the movie that, honestly, wow. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? See, the thing about this is a shitty tripod. And when you put this heavy, heavy, hardcore, cool camera on this shitty little dinky tripod, it doesn't stand up. And I swear to God, it sounded like something smashed. I guess it just dropped this on the ground and my phone. But yeah, anything to talk about other than what I'm supposed to be talking about. Anything to avoid the cancer talk. I just feel like I'm so sick of the cancer talk. I'm so sick of my own goddamn self talking about this cancer talk at this point. I'm so sick of everybody's question going, how are you doing? I mean, on one hand, bless everybody's heart for caring about me. But when you are sick, it's easy to get one question only all the time and feel like nobody gives a shit about anything else. You know, I would love for somebody to just talk to me about Star Trek for a while. That's why when I was hanging out with my friends recently, we got to talk about Phil Hendry in a geeky Phil Hendry kind of way, in a way that was specific to Phil Hendry fans, you know, the way Trekkies talk to each other about Star Trek stuff. We got to talk about Star Wars and Star Trek. I wish I could tell you. I kind of made a new friend, you know, it's a friend of a friend. She's not really my friend, but thanks to the generosity of my friend, I have made a new friend to whom I could talk about enormously geeky things. And it's enormously cool. Like, this new person who I've become acquainted with through a friend of mine is like a really cool girl. And she's inspired me because one thing she does is run marathons. And not really marathons so much as like 10Ks and 5Ks. Now, I am a stage 4 sarcoma patient, and yet that sounds good to me right now. I'm sitting here thinking, do you know, when I go for my walks, it's like a 4.5 mile, 5 mile thing, depending on if I like go all the way to Taco Bell or not. I just like to sort of walk to Taco Bell, just go for a really long walk, put on my earbuds, and just, you know, go. I stop halfway for a soda. Sometimes I stop like on the halfway up and the halfway back point for a soda, depending on how hot the Tucson weather is. So I feel like if I can walk these 5 miles with this cancer eating me up without insurance, and I'm able to kind of not do it without hurting much, maybe I could run it. If I could walk more than that, here's the thing, I don't even know the translation or whatever. What is it? Convert 4.5 miles into kilometers. Yeah, fucking Android Siri is bullshit. I hate Android Siri. Let's use Google. Convert 4.5 miles into kilometers. Uh, 4.5 miles is 7.242. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So, like, I know I can walk 7 kilometers, which is between a 5K and a 10K. And that's pretty effortless for me, just being able to walk that. So I'm thinking, what if I could do a 5K? What if I could do a 10K run? Let's just do that. I'll do Google here. Convert 10 kilometers into miles. Oh, you know what's interesting? Yeah, okay, it doesn't really come up on the screen. 6.2. So if I could walk or run, I mean, the idea is to run, right? Not just walk, but if I could run 6 miles, just more than I'm doing my really almost daily, really long walks, what if I could run a 10K? What if I dreamed up a new goal for myself and tried to accomplish it before dying? Now, I've done that in the movie making idea. This idea of making a movie that might not be finished in my lifetime, but hoping, you know, the kind of becoming my reason for living. I think that's compelling as hell, you know. I think looking into this and doing this daily diary is one thing. I think looking into this and bearing your fucking soul, you know, in a way that even I don't do here. The thing about this is I'm able to bear it somehow because I feel like nobody's watching, right? Yeah, I can look at the YouTube analytics and see that people are occasionally watching, sometimes more than that. But, you know, I feel like I get very few comments. I did this show on the nighttime show on this channel for a long, long time and never really got many comments or responses. So I feel like I'm kind of talking into a void where I can talk safely, even though it's going out. You know, the tepid response kind of leads me to believe I can be safe. And so that's kind of led me to talk openly here. But there's still some things I won't say. Right? That's what I'm going to say into this. There's a microphone here. And there's a place to plug a microphone in. Here. Now, when I get this new microphone system on tomorrow, Thursday, it's all happening really fast, close to the train ride, right? The train ride begins Sunday night. I will ride to LA. And then LA, Monday morning, I will leave for a 2-day trip to Seattle. And that's the Sarcoma Express train, motherfucker. That's the train. I toy with the idea of Sarcoma Express actually being the title of the movie. And then yesterday it struck me that a much more poignant option for a title might be the word posthumous. Because I'm pretty sure any awards or anything related to this movie will be done posthumous. But what if not? What if making this movie posthumous gave me the reason to live and kept me alive? What if? What if? What if? I've said to people before recently, and I'm blown away that they do it, one really good way to approach me about ideas that maybe I wouldn't be otherwise receptive to, things that you think I might not like, or challenges to ideas I've had, one really perfect way to do that is to use what if. Just say what if. Wow, this little robot is fucked up. Wow. Like, I held this up for my buddy Edwin, my Chinese student, my student in China. But his leg's all fucked up. Like, what happened to his leg here? It's almost as if, oh, it's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of something and a world of beers. I don't know where he went. I don't know. Okay. That's still not right. Whatever. I guess if I do like that. Ah, okay. Fixed it. Now it's like this. All right. So, those of you watching, bored off your asses listening to me ramble. Some of you actually have said you like listening to me ramble, and bless your hearts for that. Because this is me being kind of my most open or honest that I am, with the exception of when I talk into this puppy. And I haven't really started that. I mean, I did start. I've done some things talking into here, but it's hard because realizing that if I start this process, it might be the last process I start. There's a lot of this lately. I hug my dog. I lie in the grass hugging my dog. Is this going to be the last time? But you know what? There is a positive side to that. I've figured out one. One good reason that fucking insurance company dumping me, I don't have to listen to their fucking on hold music anymore. And their on hold music makes you want to blow your fucking brains out. It is so bad. And it's this kind of meant to be peaceful. Please don't come with a gun and kill us. Just please relax. It's just this very kind of dun 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 piano like tune that goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And on. And you can tell its purpose is to be soothing, but it's just soothe you. Yes, let me soothe you by punching your brain. So I have other stuff. Should we do Game Show Tuesday that I didn't get to do yesterday? I do feel like it because I want to do that Banco game that I did not get to bring to you yesterday, because Banco is like being versions of game shows that would be. Whether it's, there was one I've done on Game Show Tuesday before that you can find. All of these game shows, by the way, are found by my friend Chris, the Game Show Guru. But he's just, I mean, and I have an affinity for these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my YouTube channels tuned to flag me, and I do regular searches for this sort of thing, and yet he manages to come up with stuff that really is just awesome in its, rarity. It's awesome in its sort of entertainment value. It's really good shit. And once again, bear with me. Okay. Clean as a whistle. So let's do a little overly overdue Game Show Tuesday, because what I'm going to find here is the clip of Banco. Hopefully it's the full-on clip, because I would like to see just the full-on half hour, the full pilot, which I did watch yesterday, last week actually. Not Banjo. It's showing results for Banjo instead of Banco, because Banjo is much more common. Banco pilot clips, GSN pilot clips, Wink Martindale pilot clips. The full Banco thing is not on here. There is a Boggle pilot. Okay, let's do the Boggle one first, and then we'll do the Banco one. It's not the full show, but it's something. Here we go. I'm going to do the Boggle one first. And I'm going to see if I can't bring the audio closer so we can hear some sound. Hold on. Audio is muted. Must be careful with this stuff. All right. Here we go. Hopefully. Oh no, wait. Wrong.
This is the game that will boggle your mind. The game that can earn you lots of money. This is the show that will make you think. We are going to challenge you every step of the way. Only the strongest survive the game of boggle. Are you ready? Then let's meet our boggle champions from Red Rock, New Jersey. Hi, I'm Rock. And here are our challengers from Norman, Oklahoma. I'm Mark. And our host of the show, Bill Rafferty. Let's go. The object of our game is to find words that are bent out of shape in our boggle board. Let us look at our first boggle board. Here it comes. We're looking for a 10-letter word here. It begins with the letter S and ends with the letter Y. Begin. Strawberry. See the challenge? Strawberry. Strawberry. If they are right, they get $100 and the shot at pressure boggle. Is it strawberry? Yeah! Way to do it. Object of our game is to find a hidden 5-letter word on our bonus boggle board. Now, let's take a look. Behind these numbers are 10 letters. 5 of them form the hidden word. The other 5 are hidden. So recall, behind the other 6 numbers are bombs. You definitely want to avoid those. Every time you find a bomb, we're going to have to roll this, and this is not your friend. The 6 sides of this cube have the letters in the word boggle. Always move enough time to spell the word boggle and remove whatever you want from the bones. You guys, here comes the puzzle. We're going to start this word with the letter F. We're going to end it with the letter T. 11. 15. 16. 12, 8, 3. First, think it's there first. Say it. First. F-I-R-S-T. Anyway, that's the good news. We found the word. Right here. You got to do it. You got to repeat. You got to repeat one of these. Do not roll deep. Do not roll. 25,000. $25,000. Go ahead.
The one I really wanted to see. Oh, we can watch the full game show. 1994.
America's most popular give-a-word game, Active Game. And here's your host.
No rap this time.
Thank you very much, Randy. Well, thank you, players. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Boggle. We have an exciting new game where not only the players in the studio compete, but several times during the course of the show, you at home will get a chance to win prizes. Very similar to the one we're playing here. Let's go on telephone. In the meantime, let's meet our 4 studio players. Graduate student from Los Angeles, California. Location finder from LA. Terry Ray is an administrator in City, Ohio. And Wanda Dorn is an etiquette expert, no less, from Los Angeles, California. Give yourselves a nice round of applause. These 4 players will compete in our elimination contest until we come up with one today who will win this playoff in Channing Island. You'll be guest featuring golf, tennis, water sports, plus a half mile of outer white beaches, a tropical paradise of the Caribbean on St. Martin. And by the way, in addition to the trip to St. Martin, we'll also give you the instant for watches so you know when it's time to come back home and go back to work. We're about to start round 1. In front of you is a keypad that looks exactly like a telephone keypad. I'll show you a grid of letters that corresponds to that keypad. Hidden in that grid somewhere are 4 and 5 letter words. One of the words, and you'll have 10 seconds to spell it out by pressing the number or symbol on your keypad that corresponds to the correct letter. Bear in mind, you're spelling the answers out using the letters on our grid and not the letters on your telephone keypad. For example, if the clue was mouse catcher, you would ignore the letters on your telephone keypad and you'd spell out the answer. Number keys that are in the same position as the letters on our grid. Trap, you'd press 1 for T, 2 for R, 5 for A, and 6 for P. And each word, each letter connects to the other. Alrighty, I hope you understand that. One more thing, after 3 seconds, we'll show you the first letter of the answer, and remember, you can only use a letter once for each word. Each word is worth up to 1,000 points, and the faster you punch in, of course, with the correct letters, the more points to score. 3 players with the highest scores after 5 words will move on to the second round. And you at home can practice playing our game by finding the same words these players are looking for using your own touch tone phone. See how well you do. Alright, let's get started by looking at the first boggle board. Here's your grid of letters. We'll use this grid to find the 5 words in this round. The first clue is, it goes in your camera. The word begins with F. All of you notice the buttons 1, 2, 3, and 6. Film using the letters in our grid. Very well played. You want to stop now and quit or keep recording? You're so perfect. Remember, you can score up to 1,000 points for each correct answer, and your scores are determined by how fast you punch in your answer. Let's move on to clue number 2. Here it is. Dad. Begin with E. E-I-L. Evil. And the only two who got it are the evil ones. No, I mean, David and Terry got that. Wanda and Jay. They don't know anybody who got it. All right, let's add these scores to your totals and see where we stand. These are the running totals to this point. And there are only 3 players moved around two. So Wanda, go to work. Let's move on to word number 3. Hand signal for goodbye. Oh, really? This begins with a W. Everybody got it. 4, 8, 5, and 7. Which those you spelled out way using the letters in our grid. Very well done. Okay, that's your previous scores. These are the running totals. Very nicely done. Everybody's getting closer, Wanda. Those are the totals as we go to word number 4. Here's the clue. Your coupon begins with an S. S-T-O-D. Coupon stone. Everybody knows that under that. Let's add that to your previous scores and see where everybody stands at this point in our game of Fago. Those are the totals. And we are ready for our final word. Wanda, since you're behind, that means you have to get this to have a chance to move on. All righty? Word. And the clue is this. This is Fred Flintstone. Oh, please. Begins with a W. W-I-L-M-A. Wilma Flintstone. All right, let's total up the scores and see who will be moving on to round 2. And those moving are Jay, David, and Harry. Congratulations to all 3 of you. Wanda, you got a little behind there in the beginning and too much to surmount to catch up with them. Gift for you, and thanks for playing Interactive Box. Welcome back to Boggle, everybody. And by the way, thanks to all of our players at home. I hope you had fun playing, and more than that, I hope you did well. At that time, we'll be coming up on another play break for home viewers right after this round. 4 and 5 more words for our studio players. And after that, we'll be down to our 2 finalists who get to compete in our 3rd round to determine today's studio winner. And by the way, while our 3 players here in the studio are trying to solve these 5 words, practice up. See if you can solve the 5 words and get ready to play those play breaks at home. All right, all of our player scores are back to 0. Here's your grid of letters for this round and your first clue. Good luck. Giraffe's claim to fame begins with an N. So did you push the buttons 2, 1, 5, and 3? If you did, you spelled out the word neck using the letters in our grid. 2 of you did, 1 of you didn't. We know who didn't. Tell me, David. Number 2, here it is. Rolls and patties. Word begins with R. Everybody got it. R-I-C-E. Rice patties, of course. Easy enough. Easier, huh, David? No problem with that. All right, let's add these scores to your totals and see where you stand at this point. All right, David, you're still behind, obviously, because you missed the one just before this one. So let's move on to word number 3. The clue is ice cream holder. Begins with a C. Everybody push 5, 4, 2, and 1. Spelled out home using the letters in our grid. C-O-N-E. Ice cream holder, ice cream home. So these are the totals as we go for word 4. And David, you're still behind. Remember, only 2 players can move ahead. All right, here's your clue. Large motor vehicle. Begins with a T. Truck. T-R-U-C-K. Maybe you were making it too easy. Everybody got that? David, if you jumped in hurriedly on this, you got it early, you may have added appreciably to your score. Let's check the previous scores. 1444. Still back, David. Still a chance to make. Ready for our final word. David, that means you must get this right to have a chance to move on. Buddy, take a look. Astronauts have this stuff. Begins with an R. R-I-G-H-T. Astronauts have the right stuff. At that time, Jay missed it. David, you did get it. So it's a shot. Let's go up the scores and see who's moving to our final round. And it's Jay on the end and Joey on the other end. Congratulations to both of you. Well, David, you didn't quite come from behind. You had a shot but didn't make it, but we have some nice party gifts for you. And thanks for playing. Model. Your finalists can determine today's winner after we give you a moment chance to be a winner. It's easy. Watch this. Welcome back to Boggle, everybody, and thanks to all of our players at home. I hope you did well. If you didn't get a chance to play that time, we'll be coming up on another play break right after this round. We're now in 5 more words for our 2 finalists, Jay and Terry, here in the studio. And today's studio winner will receive a fabulous trip. Our runner-up will get this prize. Randy, our runner-up will receive the thermal electric grill from Service. You can't mistake it for ordinary grill by the way it looks or the way it cooks. It's for Service. Okay, wait. Jay and Terry, you ready to go? Here we go. Our player scores are back to 0. Here's your bit of letters for this round. And the first clue is Rabbit's cousin. Begins with an H. Go push the buttons 9, 5, 3, and 2. If you spelled out hair using the letter here, good beginning, and look how close you are. 48, 664. Here's the clue for word number 2. It heals all wounds. Begins with T. T-I-M-E. Terry, you only got that. Time heals all wounds. So Terry, you're going to go ahead. Let's see by how much. Here are the totals on this.
Hold the phone. Yes, well, this is, after all, my show. And so I do, after all, need to comment. Oh, I am back on. Hi. Oh, hi. So yeah, what I'm thinking about that show is a couple of things. First and foremost, I love it. I would totally watch that show. The second thing that comes up almost instantly is, they need more than one music theme as the thinking is going on. Sorry, just checking my audio again. They totally need to have more than one of those doot, deep, doot, deep, doot. Now, I like the 10-second thinking music thing that they have, but I heard it like 50 times. I'm going to be singing that shit in my sleep tonight. So, it needs to almost be a little less doot, deep, doot, doot, doot. Like, you know, it needs to be a little less flourishy if they want people to be, you know, playing it in the car as they commit suicide in the garage, you know. Oof. A little grimness for you there. Happy Tuesday morning, everyone, because it's Wednesday. A couple of other thoughts. I really love the game. It's interesting to compare that version with the one we saw before, the Boggle game from a minute ago, which was hosted by Bill Rafferty. Now, Bill Rafferty is, again, on the B list of game show hosts for me. And the strange thing is, Bill Cullen probably should be on the B list, but I think game show experts like my buddy Chris would say, hell no, Bill Cullen is the man. If you don't know who Bill Cullen is, the game show host Bill Cullen, let's just show you. Where am I at here? We know Bill Cullen because he did the game show that I most enjoyed reviewing here on Game Show Tuesday called How Do You Like Your Eggs? They even knew I was going to type that shit in. Pilot, 1 of 4. Now, I don't know if that means there was more than one pilot. I think there was. Here is the picture of Bill Cullen. You see him here under the second video down in the thing. Let's see, other pictures of him maybe coming up. No, but I mean, you know, that's him. And he's not, how do I say? I don't want to be mean to poor old Bill Cullen. He's not, you know, your guy is smiley, facially. He's not necessarily the prettiest game show host that ever was, as a guy who, let's say, is qualified to rate men's attractiveness. Not that I'm attractive myself, but take my word for it, I study it. So that's Bill Rafferty versus Bill Cullen versus A-list versus B-list game show hosts. The A-list would probably be, you know, Guy Smileys, even though that's a Sesame Street Muppet. Wink Martindale, Bob Barker, Alan Ludden, Bert Convey. You know who I'm saying? Just the really, hey, good morning. Even Peter Tamarkin would be on the A-list. Although funny thing about it is, as an unknown, when you just kind of transition onto the A-list suddenly, like Peter Tamarkin kind of did, he didn't do only Pressure Luck. There are other game shows Peter Tamarkin did. But it's just like, ugh, why Peter Tamarkin? Like, I always thought that was such a weird host choice, you know? And I could ponder that all damn day. But let's watch a little of How Do You Like Your Eggs? Should we? Or should we watch the Banco one? Let's do... Well, I like the How Do You Like Your Eggs game show, because the one about this is it was the first ever like interactive game show. Okay, you have to understand what this was. This was on a local cable system somewhere, I think Ohio, someplace, where they had not just cable, but you had a cable box in your room with your TV and a little thing that came out of it with buttons that you could vote on. It was like an interactive system, and this is like 1983 or 1985 or something, like way ahead of internet, way ahead of interactivity of any real good kind of telephone interactivity on a game show. You know, most of the game show interactivity we saw is mail-in cards for the most part, really, because that's the only way to do it, with the way they taped them and the way there wasn't internet yet. You know, there was nothing instantaneous at all except telephone, and even the telephone stuff had to compete with the fact that the shows are taped, you know. So there was a lot of stuff that happened kind of interactive-wise before the internet, and this is one of those. So let's just take a minute and watch How Do You Like Your Eggs? What did I just do there? I'm not sharing the right thing. Stop sharing. Share. Application window. How do you like your eggs? Bang. All right, there's a couple options here. I'm going to hit this first one, and I'm going to kind of kick back. We're going super long today, so I will put exactly when. I'll try to guide you to where the important cancer stuff is if you're looking for cancer news from CBAS.
I'm Bill Cohen. I like the special Warner Cable Television project. It's two-way television. Now, all of you at home. I'm going to start over. Hello and welcome. It's good to see you. I'm Bill Cullen.
Wait. I have something to say. The first words out of his mouth. I have something to say. What were the first things Bill Cullen said there on How Do You Like Your Eggs? Hello. It's good to see you. Welcome to a new interactive game show, a new interactive concept on Warner Cable, blah, blah, blah. Mommy, can he see us? Is the first thing I think of, right? He says it's good to see you. Again, that's one of those, just a TV thing to say. But like, when a first ever interactive game show is going on, it's like, hello? You know, can he see us? I get that sometimes with my students, because I make really good love with the webcam, like eye contact with the webcam, if you will, to the point where students are sometimes troubled by how much I'm apparently looking at them. All right, back to the show. Let's watch a little of How Do You Like Your Eggs and enjoy my eggs, if you will. Hello and welcome. It's good to see you. Bill Cullen can see us?
It's two-way television. Now, all of you at home have already spent some time with the new console, a magical box, really, that will allow you, through the press of a button, to communicate with us here in the studio. Now, in a moment, you're going to participate in a brand new game show that we call How Do You Like Your Eggs? But first, let me tell you a little bit more about our two-way television system. Now, this is your home console. I'll hold it here so you can get a look at it again. Every time you press one of these 5 buttons, the computer will count your response. Now, we take all that information and use it in a variety of ways. Now, before we get too far into this, let's try a very simple question. Be sure to wait now for our signal before you press a button. So here comes like a typical question. This is the first one. And it's a toughie. So put on your thinking caps. Very tough. I mean, sometimes I think it's unfair, but we're going to ask it. Who is the Vice President of the United States? Is it 1, Nelson Rockefeller, 2, Robert Dole, 3, Billy Carter, 4, Walter Mondale, or 5, Tom Moody? All right, now, if you get this right, your message light, that's the small red light located just above the 5 response buttons, will glow. And that way,
you will know you have a right answer if we're asking you a question that requires or indeed can use what is basically a right or wrong answer. But that's not all you can do, because in just a moment, we're going to play our game with four nice people here in our studio, right here in Columbus, players who will try to judge your responses to a series of opinion questions. Not necessarily right or wrong, but your opinion. So, be kind enough to stay with us. We'll be back with How Do You Like Your Eggs, live from our studios on Olentangy River Road here in Columbus in just a second or so. Don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you like your eggs?
I like them scrambled.
Over easy.
I don't like them.
Scrambled.
Your answer to this question will directly affect the play of the first two-way game of public opinion. How do you like your eggs? And now, live from Columbus, Ohio, here's the star of our show, Bill Dillon. Thank you, Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, and welcome to the very first two-way game show, How Do You Like Your Eggs? Now, we'll get to our game in a moment, but first we would like you to meet the fine people who will be playing our game with us here in our studio. So, Tom, would you kindly introduce tonight's couples?
Glad to, Bill. First, I want you to meet Sue and Barry Nelson. She's an educational consultant, and he's a graduate student here at Ohio State. And next, Bill, we would like to have you meet Lenore and Bob Keeler. She teaches first grade in Bexley, and he's an automobile sales manager.
Welcome to the four of you. Okay, couples, you're going to be to try to determine what the majority of our 200 specially selected homes have to say on the sort with opinion-type questions. Now, before we go any further, let me say, Bob and Lenore, now, how long have you been married?
14 years, Bill.
Do you have children?
2.
Uh-huh.
A boy and a girl.
That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're going to have 2, you can't do better than that.
That's a rich man's family.
And here, here we have Barry Nelson. I'm going to ask you what everyone asks you. Are you a relation to?
No, I'm not. But
Okay. Are you just as happy, or would you like to be related to the famous Barry Nelson?
I don't really know what to say. I guess I'm just happy being what I am.
Well, I guess he's happy being what he is.
I guess so.
He happens to be one of the 200 people watching this show. He's not going to love you, I'll tell you. Sue, is he always that tactful?
Yes.
Do you ever disagree about anything?
Never.
Well, we'll see about that tonight. Every time one of you correctly judges the most popular response, we're going to score 1 point for you, like this. There's the point right up there. Now, when both of you select the most popular response, the one that our audience gives, you will score 2 points, 1 for each correct answer, and that'll look something like this. And of course, that places you in a situation where you'll have the chance to steal a point from your opponent's side of the board. And the way that acts, watch this, is like this. You can do that when the time comes. We'll tell you more about that later, couples. A total of 5 points wins our game, a great prize, and a shot at that colored television. Now, our home audience, if you would get your console in here, because here's where we're going to ask you to help us. The first question on how do you like your eggs? Be sure, again, I'll caution you and then I won't mention it again. Be sure to wait for our signal before you press the button. Okay, now, to respond to the question, you respond when we say go. Please release it as soon as the red light pops on. Okay, now, first question, take a look over there. And I sort of like this one to start things. For the first woman president, I would elect, number 1, Barbara Walters. Number 2, Betty Ford. Number 3, Mary Tyler Moore. Number 4, Shirley Temple Black. Or number 5, Flip Wilson as Geraldine. Those are your choices, 1 for each of the buttons. And audience at home, press now, please. Okay, the people at home have made their selection. We're going to keep that secret until you've made yours. But we went down to the Eastland Mall the other day to see how some people right here in Columbus felt about that. So let's take a look and see what they had to say.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Shirley Temple Black.
Who would you like to be the first woman president?
I think it's some girl you guys don't know around here, but it's Holly Taylor from Dresden.
Shirley Temple Black.
I think I should be.
I might vote for Sally Taylor if I got to know her, right? To recap the question again, for the first woman president, I would elect Barbara Walters 1, Betty Ford 2, Mary Tyler Moore 3, Shirley Temple Black 4, Flip Wilson as Geraldine. Okay, now the toss was won by the Nelsons, if I recall correctly, and we will begin with Sue Nelson. Sue, now we're asking you to give us your opinion of what you thought the folks at home thought. Understand? Okay, what do you think and why?
I think Columbus people would choose Mary Tyler Moore just because she typifies America's nice woman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Number
you
3.
vote for number 3 then. That's your choice. Valley?
No, I think it's tough. I have great admiration for Betty Ford, but I have to agree with my wife. I like Mary Tyler Moore also.
You mean you admire Betty Ford, but if you had to vote for woman president, you would vote for Mary Tyler Moore?
I'd vote for Mary for anything.
You're like that guy who wanted to vote for that girl by the name of Taylor up the street here. Okay, now we have both of you. We have both of you who, in this case, have voted for the same one. You both voted for number 3. So that means if you are correct, you are going to win yourself 2 points because you both voted the same way. Okay, let's take a look now and see. We're going to recap the question once more. I should have done that. For the first woman president-elect, Barbara Walters, Betty Ford, Mary Tyler Moore, Shirley Temple Black, or Flip Wilson as Geraldine. Okay, give us the percentages and let's see how the people at home voted. Oh, 11 for Mary Tyler Moore, 11%. And look at that, an overwhelming, I think, majority. 42% of all those people at home would have voted for and will vote for if they get the chance, Shirley Temple Black. So that's the way it works. Hey, thank you at home for helping us. So Nelson's is going to teach you something if you ever go to run for office here in Columbus, Ohio. So we're going to give the Taylors a chance. You ready to go with one? Okay, we're going to ask the audience. Audience, the question comes to you first. Audience, simple question after our show. How do you like your eggs? That's an easy one. Number 1, scrambled. Number 2, hard boiled. Number 3, fried, sunny side up. Number 4, poached. Number 5, soft boiled. That's the way it goes, audience. Press now at home, please. Okay, the selections are in. We'll keep them in advance for a while and get down to Eastland Mall and see what they had to say about it down there.
Fried? How come? Well, like my mother always had fixed them like that when I was little, so I just got in the habit of eating them like that.
Poached.
I just like the yolks hard. I like soft yolks.
How do you like your eggs?
You're kidding.
Okay, stop everything. Stop everything. Stop everything. Stop everything. What isn't there to say about that? I don't like soft yolks. I like hard yolks. May I please just see that again? That was beyond the pale. The yolks guy. I mean, all of them were golden responses, but holy crap. I'm trying to mute the voting sound because the voting sound, that little sound, it makes me want to like break windows. It's a very, very horrible sound. And it just pierces. Watching kind of the previous question voting, I want to hear the how do you like your eggs question. You're going to do the voting sound again here. I'm trying to make sure I ride that. And then we will listen to the responses of the people. That's the other thing I like is if you pay close attention, you realize that they have to cut away to these pre-taped video responses, I believe, because they have to have their computer kind of has to have some time to do some tabulating. It's instantaneous, and that's pretty cool in that way. But even in whatever year it was, 1970, whatever, maybe like 81, but I'm sure it's not much later than 1981. All right, I just want to see the yolks, soft yolks, hard yolks. Oh God! And then that lady who says, "Oh, you're kidding."
Okay, we're going to ask the audience. Audience, the question comes to you first. Audience, simple question after our show. How do you like your eggs? That's an easy one. Number 1, scrambled. Number 2, hard boiled. Number 3, fried, sunny side up. Number 4, poached. Number 5, soft boiled. Elections are in. We'll keep them in advance for a while and go down to Eastland Mall and see what they had to say about it down there.
Fried.
How come?
Well, like my mother always fixed them like that when I was little, so I just got in the habit of eating them like that.
Poached.
I just like the yolks hard. I don't like soft yolks.
How do you like your eggs?
You're kidding.
She said he was kidding because she thought when he walked up to her he had another question in mind. That's it. The question again, how do you like your eggs? Scrambled, hard boiled, fried, sunny side up, poached, or soft boiled? Okay, Lenore, what do you think? What do you think the people in Columbus thought? That's the important thing.
I think it's going to be fried sunny side up.
Fried, sunny side up. That's number 3. Put your number 3 up there. Now, you two do not necessarily have to agree, Bob. I mean, you may if you want to, but if you think the people in Columbus voted differently.
Bill, I have to go along with Lenore. I definitely think they go for sunny side up.
Hey, maybe you will turn out to be like our other couple in Nelson, in perfect agreement and absolutely wrong. Let's say if you're going down that rocky road, go down together. Okay, again, the choices for the people at home. How do you like your eggs? Scrambled, hard boiled, fried, sunny side up, poached, or soft boiled. And the Kahlers both picked number 3. Okay, let's take a look at those answers. Let's see them all. Which is the winner? Scrambled is right, and scrambled. Well, so far you see, we have real great people up here. How long, Mr. Kahler, sir, have you lived in Columbus?
Since 1968, we've been here,
Do
Bill.
you consider yourself a typical Columbus, Ohio resident? Or did you until just now?
I didn't do it just now.
Okay, we're going back over there to the Nelsons and give them a question. See, what you got to do is not figure how you think, but how you think the people at home would guess, or not guess, or kind. That's a good word. Hey, I like this. This question is, I would like to tell my boss too, and that little colon. And these are the things you may tell your boss. For number 1, give me a raise. Number 2, go jump in the lake. Number 3, learn his business. Number 4, fire me. Number 5, use mouthwash. Obviously, I don't know. Anyway, audience at home, please press now. Okay, the audience at home has made their selection. This doesn't jive with yours. We're not going to try to change it. We're going to ask the audience at home to shape up. Okay, we did this. We did this down at the mall. What the mall people have to say about this?
Give me a raise.
I'd like to tell him how to run his business.
Go jump in the lake.
Give me a raise.
Well, I have a couple of bosses, but one I'd really like to make love to him.
Now, if both of those bosses were watching tomorrow, they're going to argue about which one. And why? The question again, I'd like to tell my boss to give me a raise, go jump in the lake, learn his business, fire me, or use mouthwash. We're going to play the game again with the Nelsons. Now let's see, Nelsons, if you can shape up and fall in with our voters here. We'll begin with you as usual, Sue.
I think that no matter how much you hate your job, everyone would like a raise in it. So
Now,
I go with one.
That's the first answer I agree with. I don't know about what others may think, but as for me, anyway, what do you think, husband?
I think they're going to take out the frustrations. I'm going with number 2, go jump in a lake.
Do you have a job?
I'm a student, man.
Oh, you're a student. You don't have to worry about it. So we have 1 vote for number 1. Give me a raise. That's to recap the question. Give me a raise. We have 1 vote for that. We have 1 for go jump in the lake. The other choices, learn his business, fire me, or use mouthwash. Okay, let's see if you get a point here. Let's take a look and see what the people said. Certainly, 66%. You hold on that for a minute and see 66% of the people said give me a raise, and there were 2% of the people who said fire me. And I would certainly like to meet those 2 people. However, you do have yourself a point. Score a point for those people if you would, please. And we'll be back here to pick up with our game in a moment. But right now we have something that we are dying for you to see. Weekdays at the Commodore. Starring Robert Redford as Joseph. Faye Dunaway as Candy. His CIA code name is Papa. In the next 72 hours, almost everyone can trust will try to kill him. Max von Sydow as Silver. Chris Robinson as Dickens. Who are they working for?
Is dead. Right. Company agents aren't enough use for freelance. Use whatever it requires, but end it. You guys bring me in, please.
Okay, next question for the folks at home. Here's the question: how good a driver are you? Here are the selections: flawless, periodic fender bender, 1 accident a year, accident prone, or a terror. Okay, everybody at home, to help us out, would you vote now, please? We got some answers down at the mall on this one too. Let's see what they were. Did we get to the mall? We're having a little trouble getting to the mall. Traffic at this time of night. You know what it's like.
I'm a very good driver. I've never had an accident since I've had my driver's license.
I'm a very good driver.
What do you think the biggest hazard is in the highways?
Probably women drivers.
Excellent. I've never had a ticket or an accident. I think I'm an excellent driver considering I did have a couple wrecks. Wasn't my fault.
Okay. Choices again. Number 1, flawless, periodic fender bender, accident a year, accident prone, or a terror. Kaylers, we're going to start with you. And Bud, you want to go first this time?
Sure.
Break up around it. What do you think they said?
I think everybody has a little love for automobiles, and I would have to say they often get the best drivers in the world. So
Okay.
I would say number 1.
1 vote for flawless. And what do you say, Mrs. Kaler?
I'm going to go along with Bob because I don't think anybody would admit that they were fender benders.
Incidentally, you both went the same way. Now, if you go the same way and you're right, you win 2 points, and you also will get a chance to steal that 1 poor point that Nelson's did over there. We'll talk to you about stealing later. But if you're both right, if you both agree and your answer is correct, you win 2 points. Okay, their selection was number 1, flawless. Let's see. I'll ask you this question. We're not going to reveal all of them, just this one. Was flawless the most popular answer? It was the most popular answer with 54. You have 2 points. They have 1 point. So first we'll give you your 2 points. They have their 1 point. And now you have a chance to steal that 1 point of theirs. Here's what you have to do. You have to now, between you may discuss it, pick the least likely answer. The answer there that least people say. Periodic fender bender, 1 accident a year, accident prone, or a terror. Now, if you go to steal, if you are correct, you win, you steal 1 of their points. If you are incorrect, only fair to 1, you lose 1 of your points over to them. So which do you want to do? Do you want to go for the least popular answer there?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
You have an idea? Sell her, don't go with me.
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go.
You go. Do you know which way he's going, Lenore?
I think he's going to go terror.
You're going for Tay. They say that the least popular answer, the one fewer people pushed, was a terror. If they are correct, they will steal a Nelson's point. You have 3. If they were incorrect, their point will go to Nelson's. Okay, let's take a look at Was terror indeed the least? You're gonna see them all. No. Accident prone. Isn't that interesting? Accident prone. I guess people don't have many accidents. That means, not for the sake of scoring, that point of yours you placed in jeopardy is going over there to Nelson. So there it goes. Okay, Nelson. Question for you now. Audience at home, help us please on this one. You are Snow White. Which of the seven dwarfs would you have an affair with? Good question. Number 1, sleepy. 2, dopey. 3, grumpy. 4, bashful. Audience at home, help us please on this one. You are Snow White. Which of the seven dwarfs would you have an affair with? Good question. Number 1, sleepy. 2, dopey. 3, grumpy. 4, bashful. And 5, doc. Audience, press now. I'm afraid of the thought, but we're going to the mall to see what they said.
Sleep.
Bashful.
How come?
Get him out of the shyness. Doc.
How come Doc?
He's the smartest. Sleepy.
If I had to have an affair with someone, I'd rather have it to be with Snow White.
That guy didn't answer our question the way we asked it, but I liked his answer. The questions were sleepy, dopey, grumpy, bashful, doc. Which one? And how do you think the voting would go there, Nelson? We'll start with you this time, Barry.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with Sleepy because if you're going to have an affair, at least he's close by.
I'll work on that, Barry. So, what do you think?
I definitely think Doc.
Why is that?
Just because he's the brightest and the sharpest and most affair-like.
You listen to that, Barry? Okay, he picked Sleepy because he's close by. Okay, we got one for Sleepy and one for Doc. Let's take a look at the answers and see if either one of them got it right. No, bashful was the bashful. That's very interesting. I'd like to know if they were men or women voting, but it's none of my business, and you kids get your chance again. This question, if you were a film, would it be a Western, 2, a musical, 3, a Woody Allen comedy, 4, a Hitchcock thriller, or 5, a pornographic film? Okay, audience, don't get mad at us, press now. And as usual at this time, for a little spice in our life, off to the Eastland Mall.
What's the successor?
Well, I would like to be a thriller.
A comedy.
Musical. Why do you say that? Because I like music. If you were a film, what kind would you be?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, the choices were a Western, a musical, a Woody Allen comedy, a Hitchcock thriller, or a pornographic film. And Kendra, it's your turn, right? Okay, Bob, you want to start? You did well last time.
Sure, sure.
And what do you say?
Bill, I would go for number 2, musical, because I think it's just a wholesome entertainment.
And you think most people who voted here in Columbus felt that they would be a musical if they were a film?
Right,
Okay,
right.
and what do you say, Lenore?
I believe in musical too.
Hey, if you were both right, again, you reach this position where you have both taken the same thing. So if you're both right, you score 2 points. Ready to go? We've recapped the question. Was musical the one most people picked? It was. Yeah. Now, I don't know, but, well, I won't say what I do because I don't want to influence you. First thing you do is pick up 2 points over here. You not only 3-2, and now you have a chance to steal one of their points. Now, it didn't work the last time when it was tried, but what do you want to do here? You can pick up a point from them if you both pick the least.
You do.
I think, you know,
I don't know if
I think
I
he's
wanna
right.
do this.
Stick with him. I only stick with him.
I think so.
I think Bob has a good idea. What do you think the least, the one that leaves the fewer people select?
Number 5, Bill.
I think you're right. I'm not sure. I think you're right. And you, of course, have to agree with him because that's the way you're going. I wonder what he means by that. Anyway, if the fewer people pick pornographic film, you're going to steal a point from the Nelson. Okay, let us see the rest of them and find out if let's take a look at the percentages.
Oh!
No. Isn't that interesting? Fewer people pick Western, which means there's going to be a bunch of people out there who pick pornographic film. Well, to each his own. That point of yours goes across to your opponents now, and they lead 3-2. Okay, we got time for another one. So, audience, if you'll get ready to vote, we'd help. We'd appreciate it. Who do you get most of your mail from? This is directed for people at home. Who do you get most of your mail from? 1, mother. 2, sweetheart. 3, creditors. 4, friends. And 5, I never get mail. Okay, press now if you would. The votes are in, and let's see what some people said at the mall.
My creditors, the bill collectors, and junk mail.
Well, I get a lot of junk mail.
My creditors.
Bills. Mainly bills.
Okay, there are your questions. Mother, sweetheart, creditor, friends, I never get mail. What do you think? What do you think? This goes to the Nelsons. Either one of them, sorry.
Bill, I'm going to have to say number 3 because that's all we ever get.
Mail from the creditor, so you think the rest of the people too. Chance for 2 points if you agree, but you may go in any direction you want, Sue.
I'm going with him. Bills, bills, bills.
They are both going for number 3, which means if they are correct, they pick up 2 points and get a chance to steal a point from you too. Okay, we are interested in only the number 1, the pick now, the creditors. Which one was number 1? Was it indeed creditors? Congratulations, Bill. You were absolutely right. What you did there, you had 3 points. You picked up 2 points, so it's an automatic win. You won the game 5-1. So we say, first of all, thanks a lot to the caterers. You're both swell to be with us. Happy to have you along, and we have a consolation prize for both of you. Okay, we have some prizes for our winners, I think. Tom, would you kind enough tell us a little bit about them?
Yes, indeed. It's the all-new Atari Super Pong 10. Now you can play 10 different games in color with any home television set. Whether it's basketball, handball, or catch, it's more fun to play in the Super Pong 10 from Atari.
Isn't that amazing? 70% of people, I guess, almost everywhere get more mail from their creditors than anyone else. We have some interesting personal information for you folks at home coming at you right now.
You can circle the globe with my circle. Someone I am crazy for is crazy for me. I'm his personal pet. Wow, how lucky have you been? What's your secret torture? Just lucky, I guess. You want to know what it's really like?
Funny Lady. Barbara Streisand in the continuing story of Fanny Bryce, with James Caan as showman and composer Billy Rose. Omar Sharif returns as Nick Einstein. Roddy McDowell plays Bobby. And there's a cast of dancers and singers portraying everything from Fanny and Bill's show of shows Crazy Quilt to the Ziegfeld Files. In all, 18 hit songs by Billy Rose, John Kander, and Fred Ebb. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes of Streisand and Caan in the best musical love story ever. And it's rated G.
I haven't run into him yet.
Welcome back to How Do You Like Your Eggs? We call this our Perfector Round. In a moment, everyone at home will tell us the name of their favorite TV star. This should be interesting. And Barry and Sue, you're going to be rearranging those cards there in the order of audience preference. What you think, the way you think the audience would rate those stars. By placing what you think will be the favorite on top, the least favorite, that is a bad way to put it, but actually the one with the fewer votes on the bottom, and filling in the in-between spaces as you think their popularity declines or rises, depending on who you start at the top or the bottom. If you place all 5 in perfect order, you're going to win this grand prize. Tell us about it, Tom.
Color television, the RCA XL 100 features 15-inch diagonal picture, automatic fine-tuning, and RCA Dictaline black matrix system for perfect color every time. The XL 100 from the Central Ohio RCA dealers.
We start that we'll give you $10 for every correct answer in case you do not get all 5. Okay, audience, there they are. Choose your favorite, audience. We are asking you to choose your favorite. No order here. Just your favorite performer. The computer will compute and tabulate your answers. Audience, press now, please. Person you think is your favorite of all time at the top. And they're doing it now because we're going to see how they... The answers are in. Our audience has made their votes. Yes, you can change them around. You're not stuck with that necessarily. Is that the way you want to? You still have time. Okay. Boy, okay. You sure now? I'm not trying to speed you up or delay you, but we have a little time, and while we're waiting for as a matter of fact, why don't you take them all off and put them up again the same way if you want? Or hand Rhoda to me. Would you hand Rhoda to me? We have a little time to kill, and I'll show you how we pros do it. I've always wanted Rhoda on my lap. Put Rhoda back. Okay, Rhoda's back, and now you don't want to change anything. Okay, good enough. It's now time for you to match your answers. Okay? This time, I was hoping by this time we would have it tabulated. Has it been tabulated backstage? They're still working on it. Okay, tabulation. Okay, let's see what you have. I'm looking at these now because we want to see how close you come. Okay, hey, that's a goodie.
It's impossible.
Fonzie was picked as number 1, right? Carson was picked as number 2, or rather, Rhoda as number 2. And okay, let's start. Let's see if number 4 is right. Would you show us number 4 and see if it's Carol Burnett? No. We know now you're not going to win the big prize, but $10 for each correct answer. Let's take a look at Walter Cronkite. Number 5. Cronkite was up there in the third. Let's take a look and see who's number 2. Who is the second most popular? Once we get this, we'll sort of... You kids are not making it. Okay, let's take a look. Who was number 1? Give us number 1. Carol Burnett. And number 5, of course, we will take a look down there. And that's Rhoda. Only because she went off with me. Did you kids have any right? You didn't get any right. And we promise you $10 for each correct answer. Okay. We got for you, through the gracious heart of Warner Communications, Warner Cable, we have for you an Atari Super 10 Pong game. And are you ready for this? $10 in Okay, we hope you enjoyed How Do You Like Our Eggs, or your eggs. Actually, never mind how we like our eggs. As a matter of fact, we'll tell you that because we're going to be back here at the same place tomorrow doing this test again. It's the very first of many new shows that you'll be seeing in the near future on Warner Cable. Now, be sure to stay tuned because on this channel, a free movie is coming up tonight. You're going to be seeing Funny Lady as a token of our thanks for you helping us from home tonight. Again, thank you. Join us again when we do this again tomorrow and get in on the voting. Good night.
Some of our players today will receive a dinner for two at the High Line restaurant. Enjoy good Spanish decor as you dine at the Metropolitan Restaurant of the Midwest, the High Line. The preceding program was produced live at the Warner Cable Television Studios in Columbus, Ohio. Be sure to be with us for the next How Do You Like Your Ex tomorrow night at 7. This is Tom Weeble speaking. The preceding was a Warner Cable presentation.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that set? How about that logo at the end? Brought to you by Warner. All of us at Warner. Thank you from the lovely people at Warner. This has been a presentation of Warner. Please continue to watch the logo of Warner. Oh man, this is the part, this makes it all worthwhile right here. How long they had to pad at the end. Seriously, what does this go on? Another minute? No, that was it. Another 20 seconds or so. The word just wow comes to mind. Just whew, some of that was truly painful. And yet fascinating, I think, to see the technology, right? To actually be able to look at that and go, oh my God, in 1977 roughly? When I was 2, they had these little boxes you could poke a button on, see a little red light, and then see your vote get counted live on a locally produced game show if you happen to be in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know what that's about, except that I remember hearing about the thing about like Ohio. Columbus, Ohio might be one of those marketing cities where they do test products, pizza at McDonald's and so on. One of the things the text message therapist recommends is meditation. The text message therapist, yeah, I mean, I didn't know what else to try. I knew I was going to need therapy. I'm big into doing it from home, whatever I can do from home, including my 2 jobs. But seriously, now is the serious consideration, right? Do I stop working, sit in that bed all day and just watch game shows all day, stream to you guys, and just let the government money roll in? Here's the thing. It hurts to be sitting right now the way I am sitting. It does. I'm in pain. Unless I can kind of sit the way I'm sort of actually sitting, which is sort of stretching my area here. This is the area of trouble. Just testing the audio. So I'm kind of trying to just stay focused on the moment. I told the therapist lady, I can't meditate. I can't. I'm not at a place where I can focus like that right now. It's hard enough for me to focus on the kind of survival mode, what has to happen next thing, right? What is my next class? What is my next, well, all of a sudden doctor's appointments are kind of off the table, interestingly. With the exception of the guy in Seattle, which is next week. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow my microphones arrive, I think. So maybe not mornings with Seabass, but by mornings Friday with Seabass, you'll be seeing me doing a thing at the Copa. Handheld wireless mic, I think, or a clippy one. I'm not sure. I think it has both. Another bad thing happened this week, by the way, just so you can try and get a sense of how it feels like it's all piling on here on my shoulders. My dad has finally been diagnosed with cancer of the lungs. Now, this is not as much of a shock as you might think. My mom and dad have both been dealing with lung things for a while. So the fact that my dad has had, pulmonary fibrosis, that's right. A fibrosis of like a hardening of the tissue of the lungs, even though he was never really a smoker. And, you know, he's a pretty healthy dude. Like, he lives as well as anybody can live, possibly, reasonably. You know, and not be a person who just grazes on grass all the time. But so, yeah, it's amazing to really see the piling up of stuff because, yeah, me and my cancer, this stuff has become so routine. It's almost routine, right? People almost forget that, oh, yeah, he's dying, he's sick. People have forgotten that I'm actually dying and sick. And I don't really begrudge them that. It's not easy to remember. It's easy for me to remember. But, like, you know, I try to make sure I'm not acting like it. You know, I don't want to seem like I look like it. I don't want to be a burden to anybody looking at me. You know, even though, you know, what an asshole the person is who looks at a cancer patient and goes, why doesn't he do something about his appearance? You know, what an asshole that person is. But at the same time, I don't want there to be that person. I want every person who looks at me to go, wow, look at him go, you know. Hence the reason I'm sort of trying new things. I need to make this movie and make it happen now. I need to make it to Disneyland in 2019, the beginning of Star Wars Land. If you think I'm not going to be around for the beginning of Star Wars Land, other things I am absolutely just simply must be around for the next 2 years. I imagine Better Call Saul is going to get really good. Big Bang Theory is probably going to come to an end. You know, I hear there's new X-Files coming. Who doesn't want to see the new Roseanne, for Christ's sake? Like, I'm over the new Star Trek and Star Wars movies for the most part, but I do feel like there's a lot of shit to experience still. Including my own damn movie, by the way. This video journal that is the precursor of it is a reason to live. In and of itself, this is a reason to live. Just so I can fuck you to the cancer and fuck you to the insurance company who dropped me. Just generally keep my life going. It's getting good. It's just getting good. Don't you understand? I just stopped hating myself. That's what I'm trying to tell a therapist right now. You don't understand. I mean, you might understand in a therapist way kind of how everybody has value and blah, 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 but you don't understand. I actively hated every cell of my body. I actively hated everything I'd ever done, every accomplishment I'd ever done, every degree I ever got. Worthless, useless, you know. And the ways in which I can quantify that would shock you and surprise you and sadden you, but I'm not going to do it here. It's not necessary. I've learned to stop doing that, even though logically it makes sense, right? That's the problem I have to face in my mind, that on paper, following the rules of logic as I've learned them in university, following the rules of logic, it's provable that, yeah, maybe I am sort of meant to be alone, or maybe I am not lovable in a technical sense. Maybe I do have nothing to live for, technically. But technically it's not good enough. Even I am forced to see that. I'm having pain. I'm having pain. And I have to make it to June 1st before my coverage can begin. The chemotherapy was the next day when the United Healthcare insurance company dropped me. The next day. The tumors are here, here, and here on my side growing right now. And I've got to wait now until June 1st. And, you know, there's ways in which, I mean, I have told people to remind me, yeah, look how far you've come, you know, look at what you've been through. For Christ's sake, it's another 2 weeks. You've been doing this for years, since 2013, motherfucker, okay? So, let's not pretend 2 weeks is really that huge of a deal, but the chemotherapy was the next day. And it hurts right now, it hurts. You know what? And a weird irony, it's a good thing that the insurance company was not paying for the pain medication I was choosing to use, because the pain medication I'm choosing to use is the medicinal marijuana. And, of course, the insurance company won't pay for that. Nor, I mean, you know, people would say, nor should they. I don't know why it's not okay for it to pay for that. If it would have paid for OxyContin for me, you know, which it would have. But I don't want that heavy-duty shit. That addictive shit that fucks up your pooping schedule and everything else. Creates enormous addiction. I don't believe marijuana cures cancer, but I do think it has the pain-numbing properties that are just as good as the opiates are for me. Because, you know, the opiates, I figured it out. The opiates just make me sleep through the pain. They don't numb the pain. You know, when Ambisol, you have a sore in your mouth, you put Ambisol on it, it's like the pain is interrupted. This wasn't true. This wasn't how it was happening with the opiates. I would just sleep through the pain, but I would be in pain in sleep. You know, I remember it was not restful sleep. It's like, if I'm going to make myself medicated through to the point of being asleep, I can do that with medical marijuana, and it's not going to cause, you know, that's just as good as any other sleep through the medication thing. I've probably been through this a couple of times. Do forgive me for repeating myself, because honestly, it's one of the things I forgive people the least. I don't like being repeated to. It's driving me crazy when I have to go through the same multiple laps of the same conversation. But, you know, I'm looking better. These zits here and here have prevented me from doing a lot of filming. And I'm very conscious of my skin on film, especially with the wrinkles. And when I smile, there's wrinkles around the eyes now. I'm so old looking. Not the worst it could be, but I'm conscious of it, and I'm trying to make sure I'm aware of it. Do you know, in all honesty, there was a part of my brain that said, you know, he never wanted to be elderly. There's kind of a truth to that. I don't want to be elderly. I've seen what elderly people go through, and I don't think I want that. Just trying to stay alive another day at all costs. No. One thing can be said about my life is I had a good time all the way down to the ground. And tried to make sure other people were having fun too. I was conscious of that, and I don't like it when I note that other people are feeling the discomfort that I know, that I'm familiar with, whether it's social anxiety or panic attacks or any of those stuff that happen to me. You know, I try to share my solutions with it, even though my solutions range from medical marijuana to Ellen DeGeneres. I hope that Ellen gets this message someday. I hope that Ellen can be made aware of me and help me get my message out there, you know. It's worth fighting. It is so worth fighting. And even though I'm being eaten alive, and even though I don't have any insurance, look at me, I'm still okay. Emotionally, yeah, I was messed up a couple of days because the insurance kicking you off the day before chemo is a psychological trauma, you know, that's a blow. But what good does crying do? Not a lot. So I'm trying to stay as positive as I can. I'm just trying to focus on day at a time. I'm literally 1 week from today, and there's lots of stuff to sort of focus on. 1 week from today, I'm going to be in Seattle seeing Dr. Cranmer. Now, manage your expectations of that, motherfuckers, because Dr. Cranmer is just the specialist who's going to see me. This is not like paying for my treatment with him for the rest of my life. No, this is just the first hour. He's going to look and recommend courses of treatment, and hopefully by then we'll be able to see the light at the end of this insuranceless tunnel. And I'll be able to start trying to do what he recommends. And hopefully some of it will be covered by the new insurance. I'm really scared. Because I have reasons to live now. For the first time in my life. And I'm not going to get to complete them, I don't think. I'm going to try. And my hand to God, which I don't believe in, my word to you and the viewers that I can't see, this movie will get fucking made. More game shows. You know, I never did. I'll finish with this since I didn't do the one that I really wanted to do. Banco. Not game shoe, game show. Well, there's one called something else, Bunko Bunko. Oh, weird. Huh. Well, these are just little pieces. The one I will watch is a 3-minute one. And I'm going to try and set up the audio like I did before. So you can actually hear a little bit of Wink Martindale's narration. And then I'll come back in like 3 minutes and we'll wrap up the show.
In the next 30 minutes, you at home could share in this week's whole jackpot totaling $250,000 when you play Banco. And now, here's the man who will help you win, Wink Martindale.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And hello, everybody. Charlie O'Donnell is indeed right. This is the game you can play at home, and it's the game you can win at home using this week's home Banco card. Good luck to both of you. The first of you to complete an entire line of 5 prizes on our Banco board will win our game. The winning Banco connection can be across, up and down, or on the diagonal. The winner keeps every prize shown in the winning connection. Those prizes will also determine who of you at home will be a winner of cold hard cash. I'll tell you just how after we have a winner on our show. Right now, let's get the Banco Live moving and show you 4 prizes that could be won on the board today. You might win, for example, a camera, or one of the prizes you might win would be a set of luggage, or perhaps a trip to Ireland, or even linen. Always bear in mind that the star in the center is a free square. Greg, you're going to get a chance to use your turn now to try to score Banco. Remember, the star is a free space and an instant winner. But I got to warn you, there are also surprises on the board. We have booby traps that can hurt you. On the other hand, there are bonuses that can help. Let's start the light, Greg. Whenever you feel lucky, push the plunger in front of you. And I wish you the best of luck. Here we go. Bingo! And we stop on a trip to Tanzania. Bingo! And you have it. Again, you can win under the 500 or under the 100 or the star, of course. Let's go back to the board to start the light. Let's take 500, 100, or star. So, Kimberly, congratulations, you did it. Get that light going to stop at the right place. You covered the big road. You're a winner. Get your share of the jackpot. Here's how that money is distributed. $200,000 will be divided equally among all players sending in winning cards. Then all the winning cards will be placed on the cards at random. We'll select 5 lucky players who will each win official payoffs of $10,000. If you haven't scored a bank vote, swipe the card today and save it. That new card will be good again tomorrow and every day this week. Join us again tomorrow. Ken will be back trying to win again along with you. Maybe tomorrow you'll be able to those who yell, "Thank you." This is Tom Kennedy thanking you for being with us. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm amused as hell by that for a couple of reasons. One of which is he says his name is Tom Kennedy at the end, which is another one of those, dare I say, B-list game show hosts. I've done Tom Kennedy games on Game Show Tuesday before. I've been on the air forever. I'm hungry, so I'm going to stop. But let's try and focus on what's next, as I always try and finish with that. What is next for today is a couple of classes. I'm going to check my schedule. I do have 2 classes tomorrow in China. And then I'm off for the next week. So I'm going to try and take a little bit of time and relax. I've been working very, very hard. And I really love being creative and coming up with this stuff. Like, remember the bingo game? It's funny, we were doing bingo and then we finished with banco. And by the way, when game shows try to invent a thing, it's like bingo, but it's banco. And then they're saying, if you get banco, and they're just trying to shoehorn it in there every chance they get. Ugh. It kind of bothers me. I don't remember flashing on this when I first watched it last week, but now I'm going, okay, banco, 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 banco. You're saying too much banco. All right, what was I going to do? I have no idea what I was going to do. I was going to check my schedule today. Classes. Oh, not till 6:30 tonight, so I'm kind of off for most of the day. Rest and sleep today. It's Wednesday. There's not a whole lot I can do. Insurance-wise, I have to wait until June 1st. Just have to hang on. In the meantime, before then, a week from today, I will be in Seattle. In 3 days, let's see, okay, Sunday, so in like 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I depart for LA. And then I will depart for Seattle. So really, Sunday night is my departure for the specialist. Now, doesn't that take 3 days? Yeah, it's because I'm riding the train. I'm doing it slow. And that is the train that will be chronicled here as well as here. And film as much as I can and assemble it into a movie. I don't even know. When is the deadline? Let's just explore when certain film festival deadlines are. Because I don't know. And that's what's going to happen, is I need to know. I say for 2018. Submission, Sundance Institute. I think the deadline looks like it was in January this past year. Here's a PDF. Deadlines and fees for the 2018 festival are coming up on screen. Please stand by. Sundance, Viva. Arabic, Russian, Polish. Oh, I see. Programming team. So are these the people I have to get, like, the attention of? I just send it to the thing? Okay. Here's some of the movies. The award ceremonies were live streamed, and you can still watch them in all the. Oh, we should watch some of the live streams another time. I've been on the air for almost 2 hours, so I'm not going to do it here. But submission deadlines and fees. Okay, what's the fee? Oh, it's only $40. How interesting. Episodic shorts features. Okay, so August 11th. Oh wow, August 11th. August 11th, huh? These are not the postmark deadlines, the dates by which the film must be received. So really by July, I need to have sent this. Fees are not expensive. I want to read the rules. All right, well, let's see. Interesting. If I make it a short, episodic, what is the difference between episodic and short? Because it may end up being episodic. I don't think mine's going to be a short film necessarily. Although maybe I could do a cut of it as a short film. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to shake out yet at all. Short films and episodic content, $40 fee. Oh wait, this is last year, but I assume they'll be similar. Virtual reality. I could do a virtual reality project. $80 entry fee. Interesting. Oh, you're not seeing what I'm reading here, so you're just seeing a blank screen. Sorry about that. I had a PDF on the screen that I was reading. Well, more of that is coming up. Expect me to be exploring that here on the show, just because this is the place where I let my mind wander, you know. So if you're watching me here going, he's really rambly an awful lot of the time, yeah, I'm realizing now. I didn't realize that until recently. It's kind of the point. This is kind of where I'm looking at my toes in the tub and saying stuff out loud, knowing that someone's listening, even though it doesn't feel like it. Submitting a film to Sundance. I have to do it first, but the time is of the essence, and not just because I'm dying. But let's think about a schedule for a minute. Like, okay, calendar-wise, can I reach all the way over to my calendar here? Because here is May, then here's June, and then it would need to be sent by like July. No. I feel like I've already been doing writing. The train trip here, which I actually don't have written on this calendar. And then some aftermath time. And then I don't know what, like, do I make it a short and hope there's a sequel? Do I make it episodic? I don't know how. I have to look at exactly what it means to be episodic. Or is it just a straight up movie, a 2-hour movie about... Because here's the thing, I did a brief outline. And if I were doing a movie about me crowdfunding a trip to see a cancer specialist, this is going to kind of be a autobiography. And if it's going to be an autobiography, that means I'm going to have to tell my own story, like childhood on, which I'm not a fan of my own story. I don't like my story. But there's some drama there, and there are people involved who may actually be willing to go on camera with me and let me talk to them about it, including like maybe a bully. What if I talk to my bully on camera? I'm actually kind of touched and amused by that notion, because I was hoping to never see this person again. What about the exes who never, gave me a chance? That's rougher. That's not as easy of an idea to sort of digest. What about going back to my old first radio station? Maybe or maybe not. I don't know how I like that idea. But I do like the idea of sitting with friends. I have thought of a couple of friends I would like to interview and where. A couple of them at my elementary school, a couple of them at my high school, a couple of them at the university, a couple of them at the Rocky Horror Theater. I just think, wow, okay, so what if I did 4 sections of 30-ish minutes, 4 approximate half hours? If this is episodic, maybe I could do 6, right? But it's going to be what? The setup, childhood and radio. How I wrote it down, it's funny how it came out in the, because it wasn't like childhood, high school, university, career. It was like childhood, radio, what was it? Childhood, radio, I've forgotten now. It was. I thought it would be. I expected. In fact, I kind of went in with the idea of it being childhood, high school, college, you know, and then after career, and then cancer or whatever. But the way it came out is Baby Radio University. Okay, that's how it was. Section 1, the first half hour. Me as a baby, me on the radio, and then me going to college. Then part 2 is journalism. Me doing the news. That's going to be a tougher one to tell because I'm not happy with how I did, and I'm not happy with how the news is. Part 3, my new job, and then part 4, cancer. And part 3, my new job, does have to be part of this, even though I'm reluctant to be honest about some of it. That's the thing, is this is just going to be a movie that isn't necessarily going to be famous, so I'm just going to go ahead and be honest. Under the idea, the same idea that I'm being honest here. Nobody's watching. Nobody's going to see it. The idea being that will allow me to be as honest as possible to the point where maybe people pick up on it and realize that, oh my God, he thought no one was watching, and he really opened up. So, I mean, this movie outline is interesting because what I think would seem to happen, you'd have to sort of start with the train trip, right? Getting on the train. Because this train journey is a big symbol. And it almost makes sense to start the movie with the beginning of the train journey. And then back out timeline-wise. Ooh, I even like the idea of that. What if I animate it from the track to a timeline? And we go back into history. I can see the animations already, can't you? Yeah. Starting here as I'm getting on the train in real life and going back to an animation of Baby Radio University for segment 1. I don't know how much I want to talk about journalism. I feel really, well, I mean, the part of what I guess I want to say about the journalism thing is how screwed I feel. Tell the story of what I did, what happened to me. Seriously, honestly. And then dovetail that into the new job. And then dovetail that into the cancer. I want to interview some of my old radio buddies. Lloyd Lindsay Young. God, I want to interview Lloyd Lindsay Young. Gil Gross. God, do I want to interview Gil Gross. And you know what? Yeah, I had a couple bad days this week, but I'm seriously thinking about this. You know what? This movie's awesome. This is a great idea. I'm totally into it. I can see it in my head already. I'm looking at the deadlines already going, I'm going to make it for this year. I'm going to make it for this year. I'm going to complete this movie. My journey to see a specialist, to build a crowdfunding, to get them to come, to get them to get my appointment, to go get on the train, get up there, see what he says, and then cut to black. What's next? And by the way, right before cut to black, yeah, your insurance is canceled, motherfucker. So when you turn around and go home from this train trip, there may be nothing waiting for you. All right, I'm going to stop here. Call me, 310-776-KUNZ. Call me at 1-844-4-SARCOMEDY, or just go to sarcomedy.com. Peace.